So this problem is really going to dive in and make sure we understand that standard algorithm. Like I said, it is the most predominantly used algorithm. So we really want to make sure that you understand how that works, since that's what majority of students, and also just as importantly, parents of students, would be using to help their kids with their homework. So we have some blanks here, and we have to figure out what number goes in each blank. Now, you could guess and check. That's totally a possibility. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spots, and there are 10 options for each spot. So the number of, if you were guess and check, you would have to check 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 different possibilities. So that could take a really long time. So I am not going to guess and check. I am actually going to work through this, what might seem painstakingly, to actually logic my way to what the answers would be instead of guessing and checking. With our standard algorithm, we do start in the ones place, so that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to think about 4 times 7. So 4 times 7 is 28. That's just a set fact. We can see the 8 down here already in our answer, and then the 2 we would carry up to the top. Just going to erase some things so it's not so crowded. I'm going to keep with the 4 for this next step. This is the only important step. If you get this, then you're good to go with the problem. This tells me 4 times something plus 2, because remember I've got that 2 up here that I carried over, is equal to something with 4 in the ones place. Well, if I think about it, 4 times 0 plus 2 is 2. And 4 times 1 plus 2 is 6. So there's no way that this blank spot over here could just be 4. The smallest number that I can multiply by, again, just kind of restart that. If I had 4 times 0 plus 2, that would give me 2. 4 times 1 plus 2 gives me 6. I know the answer has to end in 4. This means I'm not really looking for 4. I'm looking for it to be 14. 4 times something plus 2 is 14. And that 1 is going to be really carried up here to the top. If you need to rewatch that, go ahead and rewind and rewatch it. So now I need to think about what number 4 times something plus 2 gives me 14. Let me try 2. 4 times 2 plus 2. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So nope. 4 times 3 plus 2. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2 is 14. So that means this missing number is 3. Now personally, all that mumbo jumbo down the bottom gives my brain a little bit of a headache. So what I did was I came down here below. Now that I know what the problem is, I just worked the problem out by hand and then filled in my blanks after this. Some people might not need to do that, but there was way too many blanks and my eyes started crossing over. So now that I knew the problem, I just came down here and worked it. So 4 times 7 gives me 28. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 gives me 13. So then I knew I had a 3 right there. I used up these numbers already. Got a 0, or you can see it's blank. Either way, it's fine. You don't have to put it there. You could. Doesn't matter. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 4 is 25. There's that blank spot. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. Use those up. Again, you can put zeros in here, or we can leave them blank, like they did up top. Doesn't really matter. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 4 is 22. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20. So that gives me a 2 right here. And then last, to get this last one, I'm going to add, you probably could have already done this one to start with, kind of coming back up here to the top, or we can do it right here. 4 plus 9 gives me 13, so that gives me a 3. So what I really needed to do was just fill in these blanks. The hardest part was finding this spot, that 3 spot. Once I found that, I came down to the bottom and just worked my problem and filled in the blanks. Feel free to rewatch this as many times as you need to figure out that 14, because that was the trickiest part. And also, as always, you can email me. I'll be happy to speak over email or set up a time to speak over Zoom with you for office hours.